Hello, hello, and welcome to Happy Time, Happy Money podcast. And today we have Saran Robinson. Saran is a certified money coach who is passionate about helping individuals to achieve financial goals and understand how their emotions affect their money. Through her work, she helps millennials and women to understand and transform their relationship with money and to bring awareness to unconscious patterns and behaviors around money. Hi, and welcome, Saran.
Hi, Victoria. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for coming over. I would love to learn your story, how you started on that beautiful, beautiful girl.
Yeah, sure. So, wow, who is Saran? So, by day, I'm a project manager in the financial services industry. And my latest endeavor, which is my passion project, is have become a money coach. So, with this, I pretty much, sorry, lost my train of thought there.
That's fine. So just tell us how did you come to do what you do right now? What inspired you to do what you're doing right now?
Okay. So I pretty much bumped into money coaching. I was just online researching. I've always been very passionate about being smart with my money, making sure I was making the right choices with my money. And I always had a budget, but for some reason I was never able to stick to my budget. So I would always have a monthly budget, but I'd always overspend. I'd always be going out shopping when I probably shouldn't. And so I just started to read up online. I came across an article about a money coach, and I was like, oh, wow, this sounds exactly like something I would love to do. And so I started to do some more research, and I found out about this program where you were able to do like the money coaching program, but it was behavioral focused. So that to me was so different because typically when we talk about money, it's always about budgets or paying off debt. But with this one, it was able to focus more on your past, what happened to you as a child, or what money experiences did you have as a child that's now impacting the way you behave with money. And so, of course, I signed up for it, and it was like the best decision ever because even though I was trying to be smart with money, I had so many unconscious limiting beliefs or mindset. My mindset around money was just so off, so to speak. So I wasn't able to achieve what I would have wanted to achieve because I had these limiting beliefs holding me back. And so that's why now I'm so passionate about really sharing money coaching with others so that they can understand what might be holding them back, as well as to understand their past and how that impacts how they behave with money now.
Wow, that's awesome. I've never heard anyone speaking from that perspective about money. I know that people say, okay, your past is important, what your parents told you, it's important, and how you grew up, it's important, but emotions. So what emotions, how it shows up in our life?
So the thing is, when it comes to money, we don't typically operate from a rational perspective. We tend to be more emotional. And so that's the way how our brain sees money. It's almost as though it sees it from like, oh, it's what I want or what I desire. And so when you're out shopping or if you're having a bad day, then you go and you do emotional shopping because at this point you're not being rational. You know you probably shouldn't be doing it, but here you are nonetheless out spending money or you're out shopping when you shouldn't be because we money is really emotional and that's the way that we behave with it, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So why is it also important to understand our path and history from that perspective?
So research has shown that kids, we develop most of our patterns between 2 to 12. And so the way you behave now today with money, you probably inherited these from your parents. And for a lot of us, we have money stories based off our experiences, what our family might have said to us, or how we probably saw our parents managing money. And we have these unconscious behaviors that still deciding how you behave with money. So for example, with some kids, they might grow up in a home where their or their parents, they were very frugal. And so they might grow up and do the total opposite, where they spend money because they felt as though for so long they were being restrained. And so now they're doing the opposite, and they're not realizing what's triggering them to be behaving in that manner. And so that's why I think it's so important to highlight what exactly is your past and what has happened to you around money and the beliefs that you have around money. And once you're aware of that, then you can truly change. Because when you try to address just what's happening, such as, oh, I'm in debt, or, oh, I need to save more money, or when you do that, it's more like that's just a symptom of the problem. It's not the real problem. And so it's really important to address the root reason that's causing you to behave this way with money.
I love that. So what is the number one mistake that you see people making in relation to money?
The number one mistake I see people making in relation to money, I would say it's not understanding your history, not knowing your money history. And so as a result, for example, I think delayed gratification, it's a big one. I know that's also something that I had struggled with for a while, where as soon as I saw something, I felt as though I should have it. And that's something that I think we definitely need to work on as a society and save towards something, not because you can just swipe your credit card, but it's important to also be able to save and not put yourself in debt just because you want something now in the moment. And so I think good delayed gratification would be a big one.
Awesome. And the last question I have for you that I always ask on this podcast is the filling the blank question. So filling the blank for me in that sentence. If you really knew me, you will know that I am blank.
If you really knew me, then you would know that I am fun. I can be goofy, and I absolutely love people. And I love to do work that impacts people and to be able to make a difference or to make their lives better. That's who I think I am. Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for sharing. And I know you have a free gift for our audience today. Mm-hmm. Can you share more about it?
Yeah, sure. So if you go to my website, thebudgetary.com, I do have a free ebook that has the 8 money archetypes. And what this does is it gives a summary, or it tries to define how we behave with money. And we pretty much you can fall within those 8 money archetypes, well, more than one. And it defines
what?
So yeah, the money archetype book, it gives an explanation, or it helps you to understand how you behave with money, and it tries to help you to be better at managing your money.
Awesome. Well, yeah, if you're watching or listening, you can scroll down. There's going to be a link to your webpage where then it will take you to the show notes where you can find all the information, all the links that we mentioned above, and connect with Saran. And thank you, Saran, for coming over. I know you are a little nervous. It's not, I always admire people that will go and speak publicly about what they're doing and sharing, and it's always inspiring. Thank you so much for coming over and sharing your knowledge, and wanted to inspire people.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, and thank you for watching or listening to this episode. And if you have any advice or feedback or any questions for me or for Saran, please do send her message or to me, and I would love to hear your feedback. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next episode. Bye.
Bye.